on the road can be frustrating, and that's something both South Dakota Hoops teams experienced last week. How's everybody doing? I'm Jay Elson, and this is Coyote Corner. After defeating Denver in their Summit League opener, the USD women headed south for a date with Oral Roberts. One of the keys to that matchup would be finding cracks in a Golden Eagles defense that has held opponents under 40% from the floor. USD's last trip to the Mabee Center did not go well, but this one got off to a better start. Caitlin Duffy connects for three. Coyotes open the game on a 7-2 run. A couple of trips later, they go inside to Bridget Arns. That, though, would be her only field goal of the night. Back comes ORU Ashley Beatty on the drive. Then on the other end, it's Beatty again. Picks Nicole Seekamp's pocket and takes it in for two more. Golden Eagles scored 18 points off 18 USD turnovers. Yotes hung tough, though. Taya Heemiller with three of her team-high 15. She also had a career-best 13 rebounds. Then it's deja vu for Duffy. Same spot as before. 4 threes on the night. That one put her team up 6. But the Golden Eagles raised the stakes before the half. Jordan Doyle banks it home at the buzzer. Second straight game that USD's opponent had hit from half court, and it was that kind of night. ORU closed the second quarter on a 9-1 run to take a 29-27 lead into the half, and they go on to beat USD in Tulsa for the second straight year, 60-56. Coyotes did battle back. They took a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter, but the Golden Eagles outscored them 22-14 over the final 10 minutes. South Dakota looked to rebound Saturday against Brittany Lang and her much-improved Nebraska-Omaha squad. The Mavericks are a team loaded with young talent, and Caroline Hogue heads the list. The true freshman played just 3 minutes in the first half due to foul trouble, but she certainly made her presence known. She scored 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. The Coyotes countered with Seekamp. After a rough night in Tulsa Wednesday, she was on a mission. Gets the steal and the score here. It was 19-all after one. Second quarter, more Seekamp. Slices to the rim for 2 more. Seekamp put up 13 first-half points to help the Coyotes open up an 11-point halftime lead. They'd add to that advantage to start the third quarter. Margaret McLeod steps around Hogue for 2 of her 11 points. And a couple of possessions later, Heemiller buries the tray. USD would lead by as many as 15. But back come the Mavericks. Michaela Shaw with the putback. UNO scored 9 straight to close the third quarter. And they kept chipping away to start the fourth. Hogue on the drive. She had a career-high 25 points as the Mavericks get as close as 4 points. But Seekamp wasn't about to let this one get away. 35 knocks down the baseline jumper on her way to a season-best 26 points. And South Dakota holds off Omaha 82-76. Coyotes also got 12 points from Kelly Stewart and 19 combined from reserves Kate Liveringhouse and Bridget Arns as they win for the 21st time in their last 22 games at the Dakota Dome. And with that, USD improves to 11-5 overall and 2-1 in the Summit League. Now, Amy Williams was pleased with the way her team bounced back on Saturday, but not necessarily with the finish. Find out why when we come back.
Coyote Corner on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back to Coyote Corner. Jay Elson joined now by head coach of the USD women, Amy Williams. And Amy, the week started in Tulsa for you on Wednesday night against Oral Roberts. And, you know, there are nights in your game when the ball just won't go in. And certainly Wednesday was one of those nights for you. Can you point to anything specific as to the source of those struggles, or was it just an off night?
I can, and I point to Oral Roberts' defense. Mm-hmm. I really credit them a lot. It's a little different kind of defense than what we go up against on a regular basis. They're just really good at guarding the basketball, staying in front. We had a hard time being able to get past them off the dribble, and because of that, we didn't get some of the shots that we like to take, and certainly we had some decent looks, and we just weren't in a flow at that point then, and the ball wasn't in the going in the basket.
Well, another key factor in this game, points off turnovers. ORU scored 18 off 18 turnovers. Despite all of that, though, you still had a chance to win this game in the fourth quarter. Golden Eagles put together a pretty good run, and that was just something with the way you were shooting that you were unable to overcome.
Yeah, I think the biggest lesson from that ball game is just learning that even through shooting woes, we can control ball games and put ourselves in a chance to win if we'll just lock up on the defensive end of the floor. And we had a tie ball game there with a minute or so left to go, and we let them just go coast to coast for a wide open layup and just not the defensive energy and intensity that you need to be able to go on the road and win a tough game in our conference.
Sure. It's a 4-point loss, 60-56 the final again in that one. Back at the Dakota Dome then on Saturday to take on Omaha. And one player that seemed especially motivated, I thought anyway, was Nicole Seekamp. She struggled herself in that loss at ORU, just 2 of 10 from the floor, but she came out firing on all cylinders on Saturday.
You know, just really a smart basketball game for Nicole. I thought she was motivated after that loss at Oral Roberts. She does what a senior leader does and bounces back. And Nicole did a great job of getting them up, one dribble pull-ups, and that's a huge part of her game. And she just really sparked our team.
Great start for you. Good first half, up 11 at the break, led by as many as 15 in the third quarter. I know this part stressed you out a little bit. UNO didn't back down, though. They got back within 4 a couple of times late. How were they able to fight their way back into the game? Well,
we've seen it out of that team several times this season, and just fight and scratch and claw 40 minutes to the end. So we knew they were going to play till the final horn, and they did. They just kept scrapping, and we've got to learn how to, when we get up 15, stretch that lead to 20 and slam the door shut.
Big play from your seniors down the stretch. Taya, Nicole, Kelly, all contributed to help you keep the game in hand.
Right. I mean, I thought they all just made big shots and big plays when we needed them to, and so that's what you want and expect out of those upperclassmen, and hopefully we can learn that lesson and not let it get that close.
Back on the road for you for 2 this week, rivalry week. Back in Fargo on Thursday night to take on North Dakota State. And then on Sunday, it's on to SDSU. 2 opponents on opposite ends of the Summit League, but you certainly don't want to look past the Bison. I mean, I know everybody's anticipating the matchup with the Jackrabbits, but North Dakota State's up first.
They're absolutely a great team, and especially when they get to play at home. And so it's going to be, they've got some tremendous players with Marina Whittle, who's just spectacular, just really rebounding the ball especially well and scoring it, and Taylor Thunstead. I mean, just some very special, explosive players that we're going to have to shore up some things defensively to find a way to get a win.
All right, well, good luck to you, Amy. We'll see you back here next week.
Sounds good, Jay. Thanks.
All right, well, Saturday brought a heartbreaking end to what was a frustrating week for the USD men. We'll look back at their matchups with Fort Wayne and Omaha after this.
Coyote Corner on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back. Well, life on the road is nothing new to the USD men. In fact, at this point, it almost feels like home. Coming into last week, only 19 Division I teams had played fewer home games than South Dakota's 4. But that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because the Yotes' winning percentage is actually better away from Vermilion. Wednesday, Craig Smith and company hope to improve upon that at IPFW. USD claimed a 2-point decision in Fort Wayne last year, but this one played out very differently. The Dons had a lot of success inside against USD last year. Same story here. Brent Calhoun scored their first 6 points of the night. IPFW would also establish control of the offensive glass. Mo Evans makes the most of a second chance here. 1 of 4 threes on the night for him. He led all scorers with 20 points. Evans can dish it too. Finds Calhoun off the pick and roll. He was a perfect 6 for 6 from the floor. Dons would be up 10 just 10 minutes in. Back come the Yotes though. Casey Kasperbauer falling away. Kasperbauer becomes the 45th player in USD history to reach 1,000 career points. A lot of those points have come from beyond the arc, and he hits another triple on USD's next possession. That pulls the Coyotes within 6. The run continued from there. Shy McClellan with a great look to Trey Burnett, and it's a 1-point game. But it was all Fort Wayne from that point forward. D'Angelo Stewart knocks down the triple, and it's Max Landis. Dons outscored the Yotes 18-5 over the final 4.5 minutes of the first half to break it open, and they never looked back. Fort Wayne rolls past USD 60-65. The Dons shot 52% for the game, largely because they got a ton of high percentage chances. IPFW goes for 44 points in the paint. South Dakota was led by Shai McClellan, who finished with 19 points on 7 of 14 shooting. McClellan, though, was the only Coyote to reach double figures. Saturday, the Coyotes would square off with the Summit League's other unbeaten team. Omaha came in 3-0 and fresh off a win at North Dakota State. Devin Patterson put up 32 in that win over the Bison. He hits his first shot of the day here, but after that, points became pretty hard to come by for him and the rest of the country's 10th-ranked scoring offense. No such issues for the home team. Case in point, Trey Burnett, the Coyotes' leading scorer, looked unstoppable early. Outside, inside, didn't matter. He dropped a dozen in the opening frame to help the Yotes take control. USD also playing well on the defensive end. DJ Davis intercepts the pass and takes it the other way for 2. The Yotes scored 14 points off 8 Omaha turnovers in the first half and led by 12 at the break. More of the same to start the second. Off the steal, Casper Bauer fires ahead to Davis for the dunk. USD up 21 with 14 minutes to play. But Omaha is the type of team that you can never count out, and they proved that again on Saturday. Off the Eric Robertson miss, Tradeon Hollins fires ahead for Jake White. He scored 10 of his 15 in the second half. Mavs started heating up from outside as well. Trayshawn Thurman, just his 5th three-pointer of the season. Hollins shooting 15% from the perimeter coming in, but he wouldn't miss on this day. 3 for 3 from downtown in the second half. The last one gave Omaha the lead, and once they got it, they never gave it back. Hollins scored a game-high 17 to help Omaha complete an incredible second-half comeback as the Mavs steal one in Vermilion 79-73. UNO scored on 20 of its last 22 possessions on the day, converting on 20 of 22 free throws and 11 of 18 field goals in that span. Just incredible. Certainly deflating to lose a game like that, but with another big test looming this week, a short memory is essential. We'll cover that and more with Coyotes head coach Craig Smith next.
Coyote Corner on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
And welcome back, joined now by head coach of the USD men, Craig Smith. And Craig, after picking up that big win over Oral Roberts, you guys stayed on the road. I know that's a difficult thing to do. It's an extended trip, and you go straight to Fort Wayne, where you met the Mastodons on Wednesday night. Now, IPFW has been playing some really good basketball this season, and they certainly showed that again on Wednesday.
Yeah, IPFW is a very good team. I believe they've won 7 in a row now. Had a 6-game winning streak going into our game, so I guess that's 8 in a row. They did a heck of a job. We didn't play great, certainly. They had a huge run the last 5 minutes of the first half, and we just never recovered.
Yeah, I mean, you got down 11 early. Your guys battle back, get within 1 with just under 5 minutes to play, and then they go on that big run and really kind of open it up, and as you said, you never recovered. So what was the difference in that 5-minute period that allowed them to pull away?
You know, like you said, we got down 13 early. We really battled back. I just thought we got quick and selfish on the offensive end. And when you play a team that has that ability to score quickly, you just can't afford to take bad shots. And if you're taking a bad shot, you better make it.
Right.
You know, there's no time to be selfish in that kind of a setting. And it just led into their transition game where they ran us off the floor.
Well, with Fort Wayne behind you, you were back on the floor Saturday against Omaha at the Dome. First place Mavericks boast the 10th best scoring offense in the country at about 85 points per game. You hold them to 26 first half points. How did you manage to slow that team down in the first 20 minutes?
Well, our guys were really locked in. I thought we did a great job on our game plan on both ends of the floor. On the defensive end, just really trying to limit them. We kept them out of the paint, and then our offense was our best defense in a lot of respects. Sure. We didn't turn it over, and we were making the extra pass, and we were looking for each other, and we were able to collapse their defense over time. It's hard to do it right away, but it's hard for any team to defend long possessions, and we were able to get into the paint.
Well, you're up 21 points with 15 minutes to play in this game, but that's where Omaha started to come alive a little bit. It started with defense. They put some pressure on you. You guys had struggled with that when we saw you earlier against Florida Gulf Coast. It was kind of the same story. Just had a little trouble finding a way through that.
Yeah, you know, I think it was 18 still with 11 to play or something like that, and they threw a kind of a softer token 1-2-2 press on us, and we were very, very tentative against it. And you can't be tentative. You can't be afraid to lose. You still got to. We didn't stay in attack mode.
Sure.
You know, we're better than that. We got to execute better than that, and we got to find a way to win those games.
One game on the schedule. We talked earlier, and you said you just got to bounce back. And Wednesday night, you get that chance in Fargo against North Dakota State. This is a team that, you know, not where they want to be in the league either. So how important, given where you're at, 1-3 in the league, how important is this game?
Well, they're all really important. You know, they're a very good team, and literally there's 9 teams in our league that are good teams. And I think there's going to be a ton of games this year in league play where if you win the game, you feel like you maybe stole a little bit, or you lose a tough game and you feel like you gave one away. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to have resiliency. You have to learn from mistakes. You have to learn from those experiences and carry it forward, because if you sit there and sulk and pout and live in the past, the same result's going to happen again and again. And so you got to learn from it and bounce back against a very good team in North Dakota State, who traditionally plays exceptionally well at home.
And just had their 31-game home winning streak snapped by that Omaha team that got you on Saturday. But good luck to you this week. We'll see you back here next week.
Thanks, Jay.
All right. Eric Robertson has seen his role increase dramatically this season, and he's responded by becoming one of the Coyotes' most consistent scorers. We're going to have more on the senior big man when we come back.
Coyote Corner on Midcoast Sports Network is presented by Dakota Land Honda.
Welcome back. Well, with the beard, the flowing locks, and a surplus of body ink, USD senior forward Eric Robertson stands out on the basketball court. This season, though, he's been making a statement with not just his look, but with his game as well. For more on the man they call E-Rob, here's Alex Heiner.
Let's start with the obvious. Eric Robertson stands out on a basketball court. At 6'8", 200 pounds, and all the outward appearances of your basic hipster, Robertson is a unique commodity in the D1 basketball world.
He's got a little bit of the scruffy look and the hair is all over the place when he's playing.
What's less obvious is that his appearance isn't as unique as his basketball journey. After an all-state career at Wayzata High School in Minnesota, Robertson put off college for a year to attend IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, the top prep school when it comes to athletics in the country.
I really liked the coach. He was a really good fit. On my official visit, saw Cam Newton there, and he was training, working out. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. It was a great experience. I'm really glad that I did it, and it ended up leading me to South Dakota, so got to be happy about that.
Besides preparing Robertson for basketball at a higher level, the year in Florida helped him realize how much he missed life in the Midwest.
South Dakota was the closest offer to home, and I'm kind of a mama's boy, so I need to be close to my mom.
Once enrolled at USD, Robertson started learning the college game under then Coyote head coach Dave Boots. But that tutelage would only last one season.
You come in thinking that you're going to have one coach all 4 years, and that was not the reality for me.
Boots would retire at the start of Robertson's sophomore year, and when interim coach Joey James wasn't retained at season's end, Robertson braced himself for his third head coach in 3 years. The transition to the Craig Smith era meant starting over for Robertson, but that was nothing out of the ordinary.
Every single year I had to earn a spot. Coach Smith comes in right as I'm a junior, have no idea if he's going to like me or not, and so every single day I just went in there and I just worked my butt off and continued that through my senior year. And it's still a mentality that I have, and I'm going to carry with me until I'm done playing basketball, whenever that may be.
That hard work has paid off, especially this season, as E-Rob has started every game for the Coyotes in 2015-16.
He's bided his time. He's had to put the time in, and he's had to earn it. Nothing in life is given to you. You got to go earn everything that you get, and it's something that he deserves.
Robertson's averaging just under 10 points and 4 rebounds per contest, and played a starring role in USD's upset win at Minnesota, pouring in 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting to help the Coyotes earn an 85-81 double overtime win over the team he grew up rooting for.
I literally could not have written a better day at Minnesota. It was phenomenal, for us to come together as a team, take a double overtime win, and for me to be productive. I honestly I would have been fine if we would have won. I didn't score, would have played 5 minutes, just as long as we got that win at Minnesota. But The fact that I played well and my teammates played well was phenomenal. All my family and my friends were there, just like screaming and going crazy. It was an unreal experience.
He had over 100 people there, at the game, and for him growing up, coming to games and seeing a lot of games in Williams Arena and cheering on the Gophers, I know it meant so much. I know he told me, "Thank you, Coach, for scheduling this game," and of course we said thank you, E-Rob, for making big plays over and over again.
With the Minnesota game now a memory and the conference portion of the schedule underway, Robertson knows there's still work to be done if this team wants to achieve its true goal this season of a berth in the NCAA tournaments.
Definitely coming together as a team, just every single day, just working hard and doing what Coach Smith tells us every single day to achieve our dreams, which is cut down the nets.
Well, Robertson's numbers have been a good indicator of USD's success this season. The Yotes are 6-2 in games when he's scored more than 10 points, and they're just 2-5 when he's held to single digits. Craig Smith and company will be hoping for the former this Wednesday against North Dakota State, Jay.
All right, thanks, Alex. You will be able to see that game live here on Midcoast Sports Network on Wednesday night. We will also have Sunday's much-anticipated South Dakota Showdown Series matchup between the USD and SDSU women. The first of two regular season contests between the Coyotes and the Jackrabbits. Coverage from Frost Arena will tip off at 2 p.m. All right, that is our time for this week. For Alex Heinert, I'm Jay Elson. We'll see you back here next week for another episode of Coyote Corner.